What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Enengi, and we are back at it again with another one. And this time around, I just wanted to 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 give my opinion on the interview that Sizwe Mpofu Welch gave us when he was interviewing Gayton Mckenzie of the Patriot Alliance, and it was somewhat interesting as to the type of questions that he was phrasing or imposing, and it was interesting the type of tone that he was using because for me, I think the interview did not go as well as he planned it to be. And it's lucky that it was not like a Julius Malema that was sitting in front of him, and it was a Gayton who was, I think, to his credit, was very patient with Sizwe Mpofu Welsh, very patient. But let's just play a snippet. I can't play the whole video. I'm gonna make my point and be out of here. But let's just play a snippet of the interview so you guys can see what.
And you were surprised that everyone was greeting. So what? How can it be friendly if they don't allow black people into the town?
So
what's friendly about that?
Must I come and say the people were unfriendly? If the people were friendly,
why would you?
Because of they done
to sanitize.
You are choosing the one that offends you. You said nothing about the fact that I said. No, let me just give me a chance. Otherwise, I must say that you sit here.
Go ahead.
Give me a chance. You called me here. Give me a chance. I started by saying it's a racist town, but you want me to not learn anything from Orania. I will never, my brother. I learn from the worst of the worst. I learn from the best of the best. You want me to come and deny the fact that our government sold them the land. If I'm president, Orania will not exist. I cannot come here and be scared to talk about the good and the bad. Now when I talk about the good, you guys get offended. But you go to Europe that subjugated South Africans and Africans to slavery. We still learn from them. And that is called life. You can differ with people and still learn from them.
But we don't
You can hate people and still learn from them.
We don't say to people who perpetuated slavery, well, it was a very friendly place that I just went into. Orania exists right now. We're not talking about 150 years ago. The slave analogy is right now. And you went into the slavery part.
So who slaves there?
I think the slave area has quite friendly people. I'm looking around and they seem to be quite nice. They greeted me very nicely. The point is, it's built on an injustice now, not in the past.
That's a different
one that hasn't been apologized.
So what you are saying that we should just ignore that it's there? We should just ignore that our government sold them the land?
I think it should be condemned unapologetically, and people shouldn't sanitize it or pretend
we are not
that it's something
it.
to be learned from.
By calling some place a racist place is not sanitizing it, my brother.
But saying the people are friendly, going there.
But they were friendly. What must I say to you?
But being filmed
I've
there,
met the most friendliest people. There's people here. I've encountered no direct racism on my person. While in South Africa, we are subjected, outside Orania, we are subjected to constant racism. Black people here are subjected to constant racism here. Now you want to beat the people there because they didn't show me any racism. I will never. Can I just finish answering? You don't give me a chance to answer.
I gave you your
No, but you asked me a question. I came to answer questions here. I'm saying to you in conclusion.
Can we go to a break and then we'll come back
to Orania?
Now it is very clear that mainstream media came with what you call a narrative that they wanted to push against Gayton Mckenzie, but it was very easy to push that narrative. Understand? It's just the way that, because Sizwe is not experienced in mainstream questioning styles, or journalism style. He did not articulate himself properly in terms of asking Gayton Mckenzie questions. It's easy to trap someone in the frames of an interview to get out the type of answers that you want from him. You know what Gayton is passionate about. You know how his temper is. You know his inexperience in terms of politics. He's a good talker, very good articulating his point and everything. So work on that, because that's what you want to do. But the way Pofu Welch did his thing, it was very disappointing. He then made Gayton even more popular than when he came into the interview, because now it looks as if mainstream media is trying to um sabotage. Sorry for that slight pause. My daughter ran into my recording room. Anyway, it looks like the mainstream is trying to sabotage and Gayton Mckenzie and the PA. And sometimes when you try to do it and you do it wrong, when you try to do that, try to frame someone as to looking bad and you do it wrong, you actually make them a hero. Example we can talk about is Andrew Tate. They tried to frame him that he's a woman, a womanizer and human trafficker, a rapist and whatever, but he came out to be a hero. So the same thing is what happened to Gayton too in this interview. Very wrong. The point that Caesar is trying to make in terms of Orania, it's not that Orania people were nice to um, to Gayton and his colleagues. He was supposed to start the thing from the beginning and make examples. And as a reporter, you never speak uh, as a direct person. You speak in third person. You when you phrase questions, you phrase them in a way. You say, Mr. Mckenzie, don't you think other people will think, or other people have got an opinion that, you understand? You don't ask the question straight. Um, let's make an example on this channel. There's two fathers. Two fathers. One father is an honest working father. The other father is a father that stole his wealth. So this one is working, let's say he's working at a bank. And this father goes and robs the bank. Okay? Coming back from the bank, he is now in a position of having great riches, great wealth. And from that, he builds a nice double-story house. He builds petrol garage. He builds a school for the local school people, and then he builds a community hall. This father does not have those funds to build these things that this father built. You understand? He's still working at the bank. The bank is still operational, and then his kids then go to this rich uh, um, crook kids to ask to come and see their beautiful house. You understand? And then when they come back to the poor father, who knows that this father stole, he is now not happy that these children are telling him how good of a father this father is, because now he has the riches. He can afford to buy his children nice PlayStations, take them to expensive schools because of the stolen money. Now these fathers' children are admiring this father's children. So it becomes a problem with this father. But this father could not explain to his children properly why they should not admire the beautiful things that this father has done. Because of being scared of this father. So when it comes to the practical example in South Africa, the beginning of the wealth was wrong. The apology was not given. Talking about apartheid, the amendment was not made. The transfer back was also not made. So therefore, the colonizer still has monetary value to buy land and turn it into Orania. You understand? So, like I said, from the very first beginning, I'm not interested in going to Orania because of that fact. Orania was bought when? 1996 or something like that. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in speaking to these people because I know where they got the wealth to buy the land. You understand? So when we look at it in that frame, then you pose the question back to Mr. Mckenzie and say, listen, sir, if I put the story like this, what is then your opinion about Orania? His opinion might be different. And I watched the live stream. I follow Gayton very well. He did not paint Orania all beautiful. He did say, yes, they are racist, yes, they are what. But his reason for being there was not clear for me. So I would ask him, what is it that you were trying to gain from Orania? What is it that you learned from Orania? Those questions are difficult for him to answer. You can't say the people were nice, there was no papers on the floor, and that's what I learned. You can't learn those small things. There's towns that you go in, it will be difficult to find papers on the ground. Uppington, for that matter, in Northern Cape. I'll speak about Northern Cape because I stay in Northern Cape. Springbok, very, very clean towns. Very clean towns. I can name many. Very difficult to find a paper on the floor. So you can't say that's a good thing. You understand? Or that's a new thing that you learned. It's not new. And no one in Orania is going to vote for the PA. So what were you trying to accomplish with the visit? Then he answers. You understand? Let me just check my notes here. This thing of the 5 swimming pools of Beaufort West and everything, Gayton Mckenzie used private funds to fix those pools. So whether they are fixed half or full, or they fixed 2 or 3 or 5, is none of our concern. It was not public funds, and I'm not here obviously to what you call protect Gayton or anything like that. But what is right, and what is wrong is wrong. And in this channel, you will get a clear, informed narrative that is not driven by emotions but by facts. You understand what I'm saying? So leave these pool things out. I don't want to hear anyone. Hey guys, what are pools going to do to a community to better the community? Except for maybe a great swimmer coming out of that community. A top swimmer coming out of that community is the best thing that the community would have had. No, I would have spent the money with other things. And he did spend the money with other things. So I don't want to get into that. Gayton Mckenzie, this patriotic alliance, it's a thorn in the DA, especially in the Western Cape. The DA can see that they're having serious competition. The DA was never afraid of any other party in terms of competition and polls in the Western Cape. But right now, the PA is taking their colored people back and giving them hope. And colored people have finally found someone who speaks their language that they understand, the language that they support. You understand what I'm saying? So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen in 2024. The PA and the EFF are growing so crazy. They are going to be the key makers, both of them. You understand? I believe more so the EFF than the PA. But if the EFF does not stand with the ANC, then the ANC will then need the PA. Then it's going to be hell, I'm telling you. Let's just listen to Gayton Mckenzie's parting shot, then we close this thing.
To the media saying no PA is nowhere. We had a breakout party, and look at those numbers you put there. We grew 16 times. We are going to grow now 20 times. And I'm saying to you, if anybody wants our vote, whether I'm president or not, There's two things that we are unapologetic about. God must be brought back into schools. God must become the center of our country again. Illegal foreigners, but not Samaya. They must go. How na osalang? Kaufela bafaya. They are leaving. My brother, take my word today. I'm going to mess the pot these people. I am not these leaders they have now. They will go home. They will go home. If they are smart tonight, they must start packing. You know, our mothers used to pack a week before we travel. Because travel was a big thing for us. They must start packing now. Because once the election come out, even if I'm not president, if the EFF or the ANC or the DA wants our votes, I'm going to say, here's my condition. God and illegal foreigners. The others I can still negotiate on, like conscription, which is one of our things. Those things we can still negotiate. But God and illegal foreigners, they are going home. I see many women on Twitter.
There's a poll that we.
Yes, so that was Mr. Mckenzie's parting shot, saying that when he's the key maker, there's two things that he wants: is God back to church, and for illegal foreigners must go. God back to God back into the school system, I think will be a good thing, and it depends. Also, the diversity must be accommodated in terms of Islam and Christian, which are the two dominant religions, and others that I don't know of, maybe that are there, or maybe your African spirituality also be accommodated and all of that, and that will be mixing gods. But anyway, it will still be in that bracket of God. So I think that will be a good thing. When we grew up, you underestimate the power of starting a week or a day with prayer. You don't know what is happening spiritually. If you're a Christian, you believe that the wars are not against men and flesh, but against the principle and of the evil kingdom, the principles of the evil kingdom, the spirits that are operating there in the schools. So the school stabbing, teachers having sex with children, and it's just so many things. Some things they were not there when we grew up, and I'm very young. I think I matriculated 2008, so I'm very young. And you see people, the things that the kids are doing today, the teachers are doing today, and you understand that the move from that government did, that religion must be taken out of school because it offends others, was a problem. And that's the problem that not only South Africa but the whole world has got an issue with, that is listening too much to the minority, because it's never the majority that changes the rules. Actually, look at the gays and homosexual. Look at their population versus everyone else who's on the right. Look at the left, the way. But the minority want to control the majority. If you stand in any school and say, who would like us to start the school assembly or the school week with prayer, most of the more than 80% hands will be up. But the few that are saying no, then all of a sudden, no, let's take out spirituality out of schools. It's a problem. Illegal foreigners, you guys know my opinion on that one. Very disappointed that he's so passionate about that. I would have liked him to be more passionate and more vocal, to say, listen, when I take power, or whoever I'm going to put in power, colors are going to start being put in system and strategic places to accommodate colored people and make sure that their improvement and growth is visible on national parliament and in key areas, in key positions and key portfolios. So I would like him to speak about that and say, listen, I want to see colored people taking the baton and taking South Africa forward. That's what I would like him to do. Because let's be honest, colors they've got the nice thing of playing best of both. Not really the white card, but they are the only other race that can play the black card. You know, colored can play the black card easily. Gayton Mckenzie, as you can hear, he can speak Sotho. His mother is Sotho, so they can play the black card. They can't really play the white card because they're not white, but they then play the colored card with the white, and then it helps. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy that content. Let's just have respect for each other. What mainstream try to do is crazy. And I saw Gayton Mckenzie saying he's no longer going to attend interviews. That's a very stupid move. He shouldn't do that. He should keep on being in these people's faces and keep on murdering them with facts and murdering them with his opinion. Just because they disagree with your opinion as a political party, you cannot afford not to be in mainstream media. You cannot afford it. Absolutely cannot afford it. So because he's like Soweto Parliament. If Nhlanhla Lux decide he does not want to go to mainstream media and even your new age media, your social media, imagine what's going to happen to the Soweto Parliament. It's gonna die because Gayton Mckenzie is the most vocal person and that carries the vision of the PA. So my advice to him is stick to mainstream media. They're going to help your party to grow. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, may God bless you and don't forget to pray.